It's the Odd Couple, Chris and Rob, live from the TireRack.com studios. Our next guest is a former Pro Bowl wide receiver, now co-host of Up on Game Saturday right here on Fox Sports Radio, friend of the show, our man TJ Houshmandzadeh. Hoosh, what's up?
What's up?
Man, how y'all doing?
We are good, brother. We are good. Let's get right to it. There's a lot to get to. We were just talking about, I think, Hoosh, that Josh Allen is this generation's Brett Favre.
I'm not there yet, but Chris is there.
He's great. He's going to do some excellent things. He's going to make some huge plays for you. And Favre did win a Super Bowl, but he also makes some boneheaded plays that just make you scratch your head and can cost your team. Do you agree with that? Do you think that'll ultimately cost Buffalo this year?
When you watch the game against the Dolphins, it sure seems that way. But I'm a believer in his talent. You're not going to play your best game all the time. Now, does he need to cut back on some of the turnovers? Of course, but ultimately, you just want to win the game. And as long as they win the game, he should be able to correct those mistakes. And a lot of times when you win, it's like, okay, we don't have much to work on. And so I'm not going to take it that far, but Brett Favre is one of the best quarterbacks ever played.
Right, I'm not even saying it as an insult.
If they're saying you're Brett Favre, well, hey, he's going to do very well.
I said it, yeah. Brett Favre won 3 straight MVPs. I said, yeah. But
I think he'll be that good, but he's going to, have those negatives too. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to Lamar Jackson and his whole scenario. And I guess on your was that on the radio show you said that this week? About
correct. Yeah,
Up on Game.
Okay, for people, Up on Game on here on Fox Sports Radio. Tell everybody what you said so we could start from there, and then I have a question because
it was just basically it was the fact that the organization felt like Lamar was ready to play, and he wasn't playing. It's as simple as that. They felt like he should have been able to play this past weekend, if not previous weekends, and he just didn't want to play technically.
Do you know what they're basing that on?
That's a serious charge.
Listen,
right.
Okay, this is what I'll say. I tore my PCL. I tore it. I didn't have a grade 2, grade 3. Right. I tore mine. I missed 3 weeks.
Wow.
But everybody's different, though. Wow. And let me say this, too.
Everybody is different, and I was maybe his age or a year older. And I'll say this is, I'm not mad at Lamar for not playing. I'm just stating what I was told.
No. Right. That's fine.
So, if you don't have a long-term contract, you think I'm getting out there to play?
Well,
I don't feel 100% comfortable? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Because this is the thing. They always approach it as a business. When I say they, it's management in the front office. It's always a business for them.
And see,
as soon as we approach it as a business, it's what is wrong with you. If it's good for you, why can't it be good for me?
There you go. And that's my biggest issue when I hear these former players, and I'm not saying you, ripping him.
Nah, they hating.
Yes,
the
they
former
are
players
hating.
that do that, they need to stop with this, man, because they hating, and they know they hate. They just saying that for TV.
Thank you. They are hating, TJ, and I'm glad you're saying it because, Chris, it makes no sense to me why they would do that. And how come there's no onus? And I know we'll talk about it later. Where's the onus on the Ravens? The guys won you 75% of every game he started. He won a unanimous MVP. Why the hell didn't you make it a priority to get his deal done? And now you're going to cry boo-hoo-hoo that he's not going to go out there not feeling 100% and put his long-term career at risk? Not feeling right, TJ?
Rob, you can't do that as a player because you don't have that security. But when you look at the Ravens and you say to get the Ravens, they offered him the second most guaranteed money in NFL history. So what is that number? We don't know. We know Deshaun is the most at $230. I believe at that point in time it was Kyler Murray was second, and I believe so between Kyler Murray and Deshaun Watson, they felt like they offered him a fair deal. They don't want to go and open Pandora's box again.
It's been open already, and you know what? It's been open, and if they want to play ball and they want their quarterback that wins 75% of the games, and they want a chance to win a Super Bowl, it's not going to be with their third-string quarterback. So shame on them.
It's not going to be with the backup either.
That's
it's
right.
Not going to be with the backup either.
So shame on them.
Hoosh, do you know or have you heard? Because we're getting, some of the teammates, you heard Sammy Watkins say he was hoping Lamar would have played. It seemed like he thought he could play. And Marlon Humphrey said after the game that Lamar was limping around the facility. They knew he wasn't playing. Like, do you think that, or have you heard, what have you heard about the teammates? Are they feeling like, man, he could have played? He just, the contract or what?
Marlon Humphrey is being a good teammate. He's being a good teammate because he knows what's going on. He knows.
Right.
So
they all know that, obviously we know they like Lamar.
Yeah, and they know Lamar could have played, but they get it. Marlon Humphrey's had it. He's been paid. And it's the thing, though. Like, when you look at the Baltimore Ravens and you just go through the history of the Baltimore Ravens, if you're a high draft pick for the Ravens and you play solid, you're getting a second contract. They build through the draft. The Ravens do not let guys go. They sign their own players. They do it. Just look at the history of the Baltimore Ravens. Anybody that's a decent player gets a second and maybe a third contract with the Ravens. And so that's like they operate in good faith. Lamar wants a fully guaranteed contract. Somebody's going to have to bend on this. I don't know who's going to blink. Somebody's going to have to blink because the Ravens, they're better with him. Start over if you want to, and then you're going to see.
Right. And you know what? And why shouldn't he want a fully guaranteed contract? Why not? It's been given. Kirk Cousins got one, and Deshaun Watson. No, but Kirk Cousins' contract was fully guaranteed. It wasn't as big, Chris. It was a 3-year deal. Remember that? He got a full. So it's happened before. And why shouldn't he want it? The NFL with all they do all the time, TJ, is brag about how much money they make. They got money.
Rob, this is the thing. You look at last night's game, and I love the Bengals. That's my team. And I have a lot of love for the Ravens because I really respect Harbaugh and what they've done. But if Lamar is playing, I don't know who watches that game doesn't say Baltimore may win.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, how do you see this I know you said one side has to budge, but what do you think are the chances of Lamar being with another team next year? A lot of people are starting to think that might be the conclusion.
I can't see that happening. You don't let a player of Lamar's caliber, you're not trading him. You franchise him, it probably pisses him off, but you can't pull the Le'Veon Bell and not play and sit out. And so I don't see that. I don't see that happening where Lamar is playing on the. Everybody wants to find a quarterback, and you can say he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Let's talk about what he does do. Let's talk about that. So start over if you want to, and then you're gonna find out.
And let me ask you one other thing. Talking about quarterbacks in the game tonight, Tampa Bay and Dallas. Is this D-Day for Dak Prescott? Because I just feel if he has a bad game or has 2 or 3 picks and they lose this game to an inferior Tampa Bay team, how in the world do you continue to go on? Is this a big day for Dak?
Oh, it's a big game for Dak, but I don't believe Dak is going anywhere. He just signed a contract. Right. We're talking contracts.
No, but I'm talking about whether or not you realize that he's not that guy and he's not going to, moving forward. I get that.
I mean, Dak is just this season has been perplexing because he missed 5 games. He missed 5 games, and he led the NFL in picks.
Right, which is ridiculous.
He hadn't done that's not in his DNA, or it has not been in his DNA to turn the ball over. And so, but when you look at it, good players, good quarterbacks, when they have a bad game, they bounce back. That game against the Commanders was awful.
That was worst game
awful.
Ever, yeah.
I expect Dak to bounce back because very rarely do good players play back-to-back games the way he just played. So I expect him to bounce back here in the next 30 to 45 minutes. I expect the Cowboys to win the game. Again, Tampa, they haven't looked good all year.
Nope.
But Brady is undefeated against the Cowboys, and he's still Brady.
We got about a minute left. Brock Purdy is trying to become the first rookie ever to win a Super Bowl, rookie quarterback. How good do you think his chances are?
I mean, it really depends. One, I'm eager to see if they match up with the Eagles, how that matchup unfolds. Number two is it's going to be tough for Purdy. Things have gone his way. He hasn't experienced a lot of adversity, and so we got to see how he responds to that. Things have been, he's been a front runner, and I don't mean like he is a front runner. The 49ers, they just dominate everybody. They make things comfortable for him. He doesn't have to do a lot. He throws a 10-yard pass to Debo. Debo takes a 70.
Right.
That was all Debo, but that goes on Brock Purdy's stats for a 70-yard touchdown pass. He throws a screen to McCaffrey. McCaffrey goes 60. And so he's done very, very well. I don't want to take anything away from him. He's done well. But to win a Super Bowl, you're going against the best of the best when you get there. And so it's going to be tough. But with that defense, they can do it. But if I'm a bad man, I'm saying that's not going to happen.